Here we are again. Look at how red face of me from the sun. I go, I'm a sort of olive brown now. Getting a fierce doing here with hate and lime dust and doing old lime rendering in old cottages is one of the things I do like, and I love it really, and still don't wear a mask or goggles or nothing, we're fierce thick men, where we grew up, and but thick in a different way. When I say thick, we loved the land, and I loved the land of Tor that I grew up on. It was a lovely place, and I remember all the characters I grew up with, young and old. Great characters, and it was better than being in a circus or a fun fair or anywhere. The crack we made for ourselves, and I remember poor old Shamey Sean. Shamey Sean was a harmless poor devil, and I used to see them coming home from school. They'd say to him, "Shamey Sean, look at the hawk. Look at the hawk up in the sky like that. There'd be no hawk there at all." And Shamey Sean, look, where I do it. Look at him, he's going for the bird. Oh, because I see him. And then wouldn't Shamey Sean take over the commentary? Oh, look, he has him now, he has him. Oh, because he has him, he'll tear him apart now. And so we were kind of making a skit out of him, and the following evening it'd be, Shamey Sean, do you smell an awful smell of diesel? Where's that coming from? Oh, I don't smell nothing, says Shamey. Oh, because there's a fierce smell of diesel. God, there is a... should be making it again, there'd be no smell of diesel at all, Harmless poor devil. But then I kind of took him under my wing, and I said to him, come on down to Bunnykill Bog, I said, and see all the magic down there. He said, will we see the fairies? Well, I don't know. I said, we mightn't see them, but we'll see of them. I said, that I do know. I said, because that place is, all this land is, it's full of magic. I said, and our ancestors fought very hard and long and bitter for this land, and nobody was going to take it off them. And here's why. And he said to me, tell us, he said, how do you see the magic then? I said, you don't. I said, you just go down there and it'll reveal itself to you. God, he said, that's great. Come on, says I, sure will take a wander. We'd go up, cross the swamp bog up to my granny's old house. There was nobody living in it. And I used to light a fire there. There was turf in the shed at the back, and the kay used to be hung up in the shed, and you could just open in them days. It was a lovely time, It wasn't easy. There wasn't a lot of money about, and often seen big families struggle just to get food on the table. But they were much more happier. And like Rahew was a place you think nobody lived there. You could cycle a bicycle through Rahew and you think there was nobody in the whole parish. But light a fire in my granny's house, oh my God, the old one used to come out. She used to see the smoke rising up the chimney. And because she'd be over. Oh yeah, she wouldn't. She used to tell me all about me late granny. She knew her, she grew up with her. She used to smoke a little doodine of a pipe, and she'd be spitting into the fire. But my God, the story she told us. And I told her, I said, do you know something? I said, myself and Shamey Sean was coming across the bog. I says, and didn't we see a little owl fella? I says, he's only about barely 5 foot tall. I said, but he's about 80 years of age, with a tall hat sideways, kind of turning on his head, I said, and he had a sack on his back, and owl clothes on him. And he said, all he said in going by is, there'll be grand apples for yous on the way back. And sure, we didn't have a clue what he was talking about. And her face lit up and she said, oh, when you go back across the bog to Tor now, she said, and it was about the middle of September, she said, go across into the Long Hills. And she said the Long Hills means a place where fairies live. And it was hills of a cut-away part of Bunnyquill Bog, and it was full of crabapple trees. Now, these apples, you couldn't eat them even when they were ripe. And she said, but go that way. She said, that was a fairy man you saw. We sort of didn't know whether to believe her or not or anything. And I said to Shamie Sean, I said, no, because Shamie, there's going to be magic tonight. Guaranteed. So late that evening we were going back over, and we went in and we were looking up at these crabapple trees, full of apples, and we went under one of them, and next thing, the whole thing shook, and all these the most delicious golden crab apples I'd ever tasted in my living life. And we had up we had a bit of polythene, an old manure bag we found, and we filled it with these gorgeous apples. I remember going back up, we're on our way back up to Tor home, and God said, Shamie Sean to me, because he says, Mickey, that's fierce magic, that. I said, I said, I never knew that was going to happen, but every time I go down there, I says, things happen that you cannot explain, and it's as simple as that. And there we were, sitting on top of a cock of hay, in the middle of a field, eating these, the grandest, with the melt in your mouth. Never had anything like them. Oh, the couple of lads came along, a couple of the lads that were making a skit out of poor Shamie Sean. And, what is that, lads? I said, we're eating a feed of crab apples. Oh, they'll sicken you tonight. And I threw a few of them. Oh, they will not. I says, have a taste of them. And they said, oh, Jesus. I said, where did you get them? Oh, there you are. I said, the land will never be as good to you if you treat people in a bad way, and that is a guaranteed fact. But if you're good to other people, the magic in nature will be good back to you, and I believe that since I was a young boy, especially in Ireland. It is magic, and it's a lovely thing. That's a grand story. When you look at himself here, come to join me.